Hey, okay, all right. In this module, what I wanted to cover is a little bit about getting started. Essentially, 12 items that I really want you to just know the bullet points on those. Some of them are paradigms, some of them are lessons. And with that said, let's just get right into it. So, the name of the game is cash flow. Cash flow is what allows you to do what you want to do when you want to do it, with whom you do it, for as long as you do it. So the secret, the number one secret, is cash flow. If you want to hang out at home and just do nothing, if you have cash flow coming in, you're good. If you want to travel, if you have cash flow coming in, you're good. If you want to be with your grandchildren, so the secret is cash flow. Number two, where you're currently at as an investor. Are you investing currently in single family homes? Are you in duplexes? Are you in apartments, mini storages? And what that's going to look like as we go into the further modules, transitioning into mobile home parks, which are hands down the highest cash flowing asset out there for the lowest cost per door. Okay, investing outside your own backyard. Which states, where do I begin? So the key is it doesn't matter where you live, in investing outside your own backyard. Where do you start? Which states? How do I find those states? So we're going to be getting into that in the videos as well, but I just kind of want to really set the table with you on that. Okay, and then not all markets are created equal. So we're going to be getting into additional modules that are going to go over market cap rates, if you will, for every single state in the US. So that's going to allow you to narrow down and collapse your time frames, determining which market that may be best for you to start in. And then what type of an investor are you? This is huge. Are you more active or are you more passive? Do you want to be super aggressive and bring on a ton of other partners and really scale your business? Or do you just want to maybe get one or two parks and pay it off and have your cash flow, and that's your enough, that's your why? So the key is you really need to know what you want before you even get started. And then knowing your why. You're going to run into resistance, and that's just the cold, hard truth. Resistance being frustrations, resistance being having to get up early and build your company, and that's okay. But once you know your why, maybe your why is, hey, I want to retire in 5 years and I want $15,000 cash flow a month. Once you know your why, it's going to get you through the grueling and the mundane and the laborious, if you will. So stay focused on your why. My why is we get one shot on this earth, and let's make it count. Let's play full out. I want to be with my kiddos, as you well know, because I talk about that all the time. I want to be at the swimming pool with them, riding bikes with them, and I want to do that before they go off to school, off to college. And I want to be there with them. I don't want to be cranking away on the 9 to 5. Life is better than that. Okay, and what size park? What type? Do you want a turnkey park or a value add park? What does your lifestyle look like right now? How much time can you commit to a mobile home park? One being a turnkey, which is very little maintenance, and one being a value add, which is a ton of maintenance. So the key is just kind of really start to think about what you can commit, how many hours, what that looks like. How much do I need to get started? This is such a huge paradigm that we're going to be delving into as we continue on the future modules. It's not money that you need, it's the deals. So once you have the deals, the money shows up. And again, we're going to be getting into that as well. But I just kind of want to set the table so that you know that it's not about money. I think I had maybe $15,000 or $20,000 when I got started and was able to leverage that again, to over 1,000 doors in under a few years. So you don't need money, you need the deals. How much time does it take to manage? Where one of our parks is a completely turnkey park, it only takes a few hours a month to manage. And on the flip side, if you have a huge value add park that has 20 vacant homes that you acquired it at a huge discount, it's going to be extremely labor intensive. So you're definitely going to want to have a team and your systems built out in place. And again, before you start looking into what type of deals you want, I really want you to focus on what it looks like, how much time you have to manage the park. What you don't want to do is you don't want to get backed into a corner and not have ample time. Okay, price or terms. This is huge. When I started out, I thought price was everything. But if, let's just say you buy a park for $400,000 and the terms are 7%, or you buy a park for $425,000 and the terms are 5%. So again, we're going to be getting into price or terms, but I really want you to stay focused on that as well as you're starting to look for deals in addition. How much to leverage? This is huge. Depending on where you're at in your age, do you have a full-time job and you have extra residual income? Maybe you're in your 30s, your 40s, you may want to take in a little bit more leverage, as opposed to being in your 50s and your 60s, you may not want to leverage as much. And again, it's all on what's right for you. But again, what I want you to do is just kind of start to, prime the pump, if you will, and start thinking about what that looks like. And then know your exit strategy before you begin. That's the last of the 12, but that's huge. So before you get into any deal, you want to make sure that you know your exit. Is the goal to add value, refinance, and roll it into a longer conduit loan, which is more like a standard home loan, 25 or 30-year amortization? Or do you want to add value, sell the park, rinse and repeat process, and take that capital to buy 2 parks? So there's a few things to definitely consider on that as well. And then again, the biggest lesson learned is listening to other people's advice. That's a game changer right there. So many naysayers out there, so many people that say, hey, you can't invest out of state. Why would you do that? I'm doing it. You look at Robert Kiyosaki. All the big players out there are doing it. So the key is just educating yourself, having systems and teams in place, which is what we're going to be going over. And again, it's you don't know what you don't know. It took me 6 years to finally challenge other people's questions. And the thing that I live by today is I'll listen to everybody, but I'll only take advice from people that I'd be willing to change places with, meaning have they achieved more success in a particular area than I have? Then I'm definitely going to be listening to them. And then again, it took me 7 years to realize that their advice didn't mean much for that matter. So again, naysayers. Okay. And again, unless if somebody's more financially successful than you are, their advice doesn't mean a whole lot. Even just listening to my own family members in the past, it's just that held me back so much. It's easier to be a naysayer than it is to just get out there, put your head down and do it. Okay, all right, that's going to cover it for this one. And what we're going to get into in the next one is what I like to call the 7 false paradigms. Okay, all right, thank you so much, and I'll see you so soon.